Human composting, I've talked about this. The women said they sewed an improvised version of the female organ onto the mutilated area. Human composting, I've talked about this in a video recently. Human composting is an alternative to burial or cremation signed into law in Washington. And man, I did a video a few weeks ago, maybe about a month and a half ago or so now, called America's Place on the Fallen Empire's Timeline. And in that video, I showed you where every time an empire falls, there's several things that are happening near the end. Even if you look at Egypt, they didn't even start building the pyramids till near the end of their civilization. Did you know that? So a civilization will be at its highest when it comes to income, money, and prosperity, and then that's when the collapse comes shortly thereafter. And with the collapse, one of the things we find in a lot of these, even dystopian novels about the future and how bad it'll be, but also looking back through history, we find that human beings finally devolved to a point where they're eating each other. That's why, I don't do politics. I don't like getting caught up in all the just the main little stories and stuff, because there's a bigger picture at play here. I mean, this is the devil's work at play. This is the beast system manifesting more and more, and Satan hates humanity. A lot of times we forget that. He's been painted as a funny little goofball, character, South Park and a lot of these other shows and movies, or even as a nice guy, a good guy, a romantic character in Lucifer. And so people, I think collectively, people just kind of forget that this is a spirit that hates humanity, and it stalks humanity looking who it can steal, kill, and destroy. And when we see empires fall, it's about as gruesome as it can get. Because again, this wouldn't be the first time that people turned to eating other human beings. A sad story. Every week there's a lot of things I don't show you guys, because some of the crime stuff I find is just way too much. I don't even like seeing it. I don't need to share it with you. We get it. We don't want to make this a thing. Like, we're constantly looking at horrible crimes in the world, but every now and then some of them I think are important to take a look at, like this one. Mom and her lesbian lover tear off 9-year-old son's wiener and then beheaded him as he reminded her of her dad. It says, there's the ladies. There's the ladies. Performed a disgusting, terrible, vile act against a child. There. The mom was 27, a girlfriend 28, from Brazil, stabbed the boy over a dozen times and removed all the skin from his face before butchering his body. Wow. Look at that little guy. Monster. Look at this little guy. Cute little kid. The pair were said to have even used a knife to try to gouge out the boy's eyeballs to prevent possible recognition. They bodged a bid to burn some of him on barbecue, so stuffed his remains in a suitcase dumped in a sewer. Other parts were found in 2 backpacks at their home in Brazil. The lovers are said to have confessed to all the horrified cops. They face homicide, torture, and concealing a corpse charges. In a gory twist, they are also accused of tearing off his penis a year ago during a horrifying homemade surgery. The 2 women are said to have told investigators they used rudimentary tools because Ruan wanted to become a girl. Local reports say after removing his penis, the women said they sewed an improvised version of the female organ onto the mutilated area. Candido reportedly claimed the lad was a burden and a hindrance to her relationship with her girlfriend. She also felt hatred and no love for him because he reminded her of her father, who had allegedly abused her. That's about enough of that story.